In Zechariah 12, 2 and 3, behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of drunkenness to all surrounding peoples when they lay siege against Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall happen in that day that I will make Jerusalem a very heavy stone for all peoples. All who have it, all who would heave it away, surely will be cut to pieces, though all the nations of the earth are against it. Now, God's ultimate desire is to restore the nation of Israel spiritually. That'll happen during the tribulation period, that they will come back to him. They will realize they made a huge mistake by receiving the Antichrist as their Messiah, and they will turn and receive Jesus as their Messiah. And the Bible goes on in Ezekiel to not only talk about them, the land being restored, the people being restored to the land, but talks about them living in the land in safety. That hasn't happened yet. And it talks about them returning to him. Romans 11, 25 and 26. I don't want you to be ignorant that blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles comes in, and then they will all be saved. Now, I've often said, I don't know that if all means all the time. But what I know is that all doesn't ever mean few. The vast majority of Israel are going to come to Christ. Why is this conflict so messy? Why can't I get up here and go, Israel's the champion, and the Palestinians have been treated correctly the whole time? Because we live in a messy world. We live in a world where men's hearts are sinful. And really, you want to lay this at the feet of someone? When I look at it and go back and look at it, I lay it at the feet of the promises made by Britain to the Palestinians, to everybody. They made all these promises to everybody when they had no plan of it all. In secret, they were dividing it up for themselves while they were promising to give it to someone else. And that caused the problems that there were. But what we do know is that God called Israel his people, and God made them promises, and God will keep those promises. And God will even be able to take a people who don't do everything right. Do you know anybody else like that, by the way? You know anybody else who doesn't do everything right? And God does something in their heart anyway. God forgives them. So God's going to be able to take a people and bring all the promises, which I barely even began to touch on tonight. There's so many more that I could, promises that God has made to the nation of Israel. But God's going to be able to work with them, just as God works with us. And by the way, there are many Palestinians who are becoming Christians. There's a certain group. If you go to Israel today, there's the Christian quarter, and the Christian quarter is Arab. It's Arabs who are Christians. So there are Palestinians who are Christians, as well as Palestinians who are Muslims. These are Arab people. That's really what the connection is between them.